Oh shit, it's frozen. Can I pet that dog? Oh shit, it's already been going. Hello everybody, listen to the Fair Weather Podcast. It's your boy 2K Suave. I'm joined with Mr. A-Rod, Mr. Alex Rodriguez. I'm joined with Mr. Sammy. Mr. Sammy came and blessed us with his presence today. You listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. We're back after a crazy NFL draft weekend, a crazy NBA playoffs, a lot of runs and shit being scored in baseball, people getting their ass beat on the hockey rink. PSG did something okay. Wrexham is doing some shit that's okay. We got a lot of good shit going on. I started a new job this week on Monday. It's been a very it's only been 2 days. I swear it's been like 5. It's been a lot of training, a lot of onboarding, a lot of this, that, and the third. But here we are.
Help.
Hey Rob, what's up, bro?
Nothing, man. Chilling. Loving the pod. Glad we get to pod today.
I am too. Sammy, I'm happy you're here, bro.
Thanks for always inviting me back.
Always you are a member of the show, Sammy.
It's still his podcast. He's just
I'm the ghost.
Forever vacation.
No matter what, you are a member of this show. All right. Let's start with some crazy, wacky, funny. I'm actually going to start this shit off right now myself because I have questions. Because you know what? We have to join the discourse. 100 men, 1 gorilla.
That was mine.
All right.
Fuck.
We gotta join the discourse now that we're here. You know what I mean? Obviously, when you really actually think about it, of course, I should probably pick the gorilla, right? But then I really thought about it. I posed the question. I said, what if it's like 100 Aaron Donalds? Aaron Donald, I'm just saying, but what if it's 100 of the strongest men or the freak athlete men in the world? Do you think they got a chance against Harambe? I'm gonna start with you, Sammy.
I don't know why we're discussing this. There's no chance, man.
Okay.
No chance, dude.
Have you seen a monkey?
Animals just don't feel pain like we do. Like us, you punch us the wrong way once, we crying in the corner. There's no chance. This gorilla is surviving anything. You gotta drop a freaking nuke on that sucker for it to stop, man.
I don't know about a nuke. I watched Tarzan. They shot the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all you need is a pistol, dog.
I mean, we
okay, if you're bringing guns into it, John Moran over here.
I know, but I'm just saying a nuke is a lie. You don't really need a nuke, but get you some John Moran, we good. But now seriously, it is. Hey, Rob, I mean, what do you think?
You ever seen a lizard fall from like a 2-story building? The motherfucker just runs off like it's nobody's business. We do that. Our knees are like, fuck, why did we do that? That was a bad idea.
Biologically, we are closer to gorillas than a damn lizard. A gorilla will, I don't know if they'll feel that.
The bigger the man, the slower he is, in my opinion. Okay? He may have power, but that gorilla, you ever seen a monkey just like rip your dick off and throw it in the tall grass, never to be seen again, bro? Like, you don't want to deal with a monkey, crazy, man. Bro. You don't want to deal with that shit, man.
I got to give a shout out to Twitter. Twitter's back when we see shit like this because the discourse has been hilarious. Whenever I'm going through my phases throughout the day, I just be going through I'd be looking at that post and just seeing all the funny memes and shit like that. That I'm just saying that's like ever since the blue gold dress, is it blue or is it gold? It's been a while since we had this kind of a conversation that united everybody. You know what I mean? But no, I don't. I'm sorry. Like Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett. I mean, all right. If we had to put together a roster that can at least give it the gorilla a run for his money, can we do that? Who we got on the roster?
Sure.
Who you say?
Mike Tyson for sure.
I don't know. Mike Tyson's 5'11".
All right. Hear me out. Kevin Garnett, dog.
Kevin Garnett's 190 pounds. What are we talking
Kevin
about?
Garnett, bro. He's a dog, man.
Yeah. Samoan, sure.
He'll poke him in the eyes. He'll do it. And he'll ride or die, bro.
Hey, Rod.
Samoans for sure.
We need some Samoans. Absolutely.
Some people from Baltimore. 12 Chicago dudes at least, 5 NOLA. This is what someone put. 5 NOLA punks, 2024 or 2004 Detroit Pistons, Draymond Green, 2008 LeBron, the baby, Beyonce's sister, 1997 Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, 20 Florida men / women, and some Hennessy, and we're bringing home a Da Vinci silverback fur coat.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm taking Gorilla in 4. That's a 4-game sweep.
Gorilla.
That's not gonna work. Now you get me some Samoans who just don't care. You know what I'm saying? You get me some like I don't know. This is tough, bro. Like I don't know, because the speed, the agility, the amount of pain a gorilla can take. I mean, shit. It's just if I could get a few Aaron Donalds, some Myles Garretts, some Kimbo Slices, some like I need some like.
What's that dude that always be like dancing when he eat food that's just like abnormally jacked?
Him. That he's a gorilla. I need a few of him. The baby is 5'5" on a good day. 114.
Jump back and choke him, man.
160 pounds max. I don't want to hear that shit.
I mean, you got to throw John Jones in there, right? If we have a fighting chance, we got to have John.
I'm gonna throw his brother because Chandler's pretty like loosey goosey. So
I was gonna say, is he still alive?
I'm gonna throw him.
Anybody seen him in a few years?
You gotta have people who just don't care. Reckless abandon. Shit, man. Chandler. I do think a couple years. Anyway, no, sorry. We taking the gorilla. All right. But from a crazy ranking funny perspective, that to me has been the funniest discourse of the whole last few days. Is kind of just watching that whole situation. I know if Vic was on, I would love for him to talk about Wrexham. When that shit came across my timeline, all I could think of was Vic, because Vic has been trying to beat this drum for the last 2-3 years or whatever it was, and lo and behold, here we are.
Vic two American guys that made a TV show that should be doing stuff with it, because otherwise it's just a waste of time for people. So they're doing the right things and spending the money. But Vic just loves to promote anything American and European sports. Like that's his favorite thing. And American soccer. That's like all he does. And he tries to get me. He's trying to get me with Leeds United. I was like, Leeds United. And then all the Americans left Leeds United. So, and the American coach is gone too, right? They fired his ass. They shit canned him. Yeah. So like Leeds United.
Vic he's now the Canada national team's coach.
Yeah. and now Vic is Mr. AC USA over there. AC Milan USA now. So that's Vic's new club now. And he loves U.S. soccer too, which he'll never pull me back into after I watch them play.
It's enough heartbreak for that. It's enough heartbreak. Let me know when they figure that shit out, because I don't know. But anyway, that's my crazy way. What you got, Rod?
You took it from me, man. That's what I was going to say. The gorilla. That was going to be mine. Okay. If I could think of another one, we're going to talk about the obvious when we talk about the NFL.
Nikola Jokic's brothers. His brother, you seen him you be seeing them. They can do some shit with that damn gorilla.
They did.
Brothers. Give me a few of them.
I guess Draymond Green telling Jalen Green to go paint his nails. Draymond Green, like you said that Dylan Brooks is gonna get in people's heads. No one's getting in the Warriors' heads, man.
I hate the Warriors. I'm sorry. I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just. It's like they get Jimmy Butler, and here comes Jimmy. Like, damn, I thought you bruised your damn pelvis, and he comes making 12 free throws. Draymond plays like trash. He gets a key stop. Steph Curry,
defensive player of the year, that
probably has a bad game. Doesn't matter. I can't stand these people. I don't know how they keep doing it. They can't keep getting away with this shit. They can't keep getting away with this shit. It's like Harrison Barnes, Steph, Kevin Durant, Andrew Wiggins. And now we got Jimmy Butler. It's like, plug in a small forward. Okay, figure it out. Like, golly, how are they so smart? That's just like, who is Baczynski? Who the hell is Baczynski? Let's not jump ahead, but yeah, that's just Anyway, Samuel, what you got?
This is a two-parter. The first one, I mean, it's in the same situation. The first one is, man, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Real Madrid drops it in the Copa del Rey final. Insanity. And to top it all off, I mean, mad respect for Antonio Rudiger for like trying to fight through the game for as long as he did with the messed up hamstring. And then after a call doesn't go his way, he throws something at the ref and it just causes this big chaos to happen in the middle of the game. Did you see that, A-Rod? So speaking of somebody you want on your side to fight a gorilla, Antonio Rudiger is another one. That dude is a dog, dude.
He can make some faces too that'll scare you, man. A gorilla will be like,
they showed a video or part of the video where it took like 6 people from the sideline to hold him back from running after the ref. Crazy, dude. Crazy scenes at the Copa del Rey final this weekend. It was crazy.
You said you had a two-parter. What's the second part?
Was it? It was the fact that Real Madrid lost to Barcelona and then Antonio Rudiger throwing the shit.
And as we're recording this, y'all, just from just to give you live updates, Milwaukee was up 20. They have now gone to overtime with Indiana. So just so y'all know, the game's going to overtime. Obviously, by the time you hear this, Giannis is probably packing his bags, or he still got a chance. So we gonna see. All right.
That man is loyal. He gave the same interview that he gave last year to the same reporter.
We'll talk about it later. He's not going anywhere. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
So.
but definitely, top 75 player, Mr. Dame Lillard. The Achilles shit is horrible. Coming off of a blood clot, it's just everything's just bad, bro. It's bad. But from a positive standpoint, I was telling Sammy a little bit before the show. I put a little bit of, back in February, I put a little bit of money after Wemby. Speaking of blood clots, after Wemby had his blood clot situation, I looked at Stephon Castle and I was like, oh, he definitely gonna win Rookie of the Year now. And I put Peyton Pritchard, 6th man of the year. So this is a bet I made in February. So I got
Yo, that's the jersey I should have wore today on the pod, is my Peyton Pritchard jersey.
I don't for Peyton Pritchard. He might make me some money. He might make me some money, but I got Peyton Pritchard, 6th man, check. Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year, check. All I'm waiting for is SGA to win an MVP. That's all I'm waiting for. Jokic made it a little scary for me in March, but I think the writers and all these media people don't want to give Jokic the award, so I think I'm safe, but we're gonna see. All right, let's get to it. Obviously, like I said, we got a lot of shit going on in sports in general. But the big story of the weekend was obviously the NFL draft. Thursday was the beginning of the draft. I got a little sliz, got a little drizz personally. I had to wait. When you're the defending Super Bowl champs, guys, Sammy, you're familiar. A-Rod, when you're the defending Super Bowl champs, it takes a lot longer to get to your pick. So
he's a Yankees fan, though. He's a Yankees fan.
It took a while to get there. It took a while to get there. So obviously, I'm sitting there, drinking my tequila, waiting for either Howie Roseman to trade up or, do something. You know what I'm saying? Do something before do something. Lo and behold, as we've been doing the last few years, players just be falling to us. So, and we got Jahan Campbell. So I left night one a happy man. Somebody who didn't leave night one a happy man was Mr. Shadeur Sanders. And I tweeted on Sunday or Saturday. I tweeted on Saturday or Sunday. I said, I feel like the NFL ratings is about to sky is going to be through the roof because what if this is a ploy? Because I've never had my television on that long in a row to see where Shadeur Sanders is about to get drafted. Like day 3, I'm watching that shit till he got drafted at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm watching that shit until like 2 o'clock to notice, oh shit, like finally. And then as soon as he got drafted, I listened to all the discourse, change the channel. And if you going to the ratings, even ESPN was happy to report this. Shadeur Sanders drama field record NFL draft ratings for day 3. It was their second highest day 3 rating of all time. Mind you, NBA playoffs is happening, NHL playoffs is happening, soccer is happening. Whoever likes golf, it's golf. There's so much other shit that was going on, but their day 3 rating was the second highest in the history of the sport. To me, obviously that's the most compelling story. We'll dive a little deeper into it, but Sam, let me get what was kind of your biggest takeaway from this draft weekend?
Man, rewind the tape. I told y'all suckers, that man ain't as good as he think he is. But however, I will say this: that was crazy. I did not expect him to fall that much. So,
5th round,
100% be honest.
5th round, come on.
I mean, okay.
Third would have been respectable.
Right. But here's what I will say. He, for the skill set that he brings to a team and the attention he brings to a team, you're essentially talking about a player that you're going to hand over your franchise to, right? That's a lot of risk, especially in a year where the quarterbacks could say they're kind of mid, right? Like outside of the maybe Cam Ward, right? I mean, we're still talking about a big maybe here. But in all honesty, I mean, other than the Tyler Shuck, like I don't know where that came from, but he kind of got drafted where he should have, right? Like the 5th, I think he was the 5th quarterback. So yeah, but I meant as far as quarterbacks, right?
Gabriel?
Like he went to. You could argue it because he has the most yards. I don't agree with it. I 100% don't agree with it, but you can argue it. He has the most yards in FBS. So I mean, you're willing to take a chance on a guy like Russell Wilson, right? Like that's like Cam Ward, obviously, Jackson Dart. Those are guys that could potentially be better than him, just size alone.
I'm not bad.
Right.
I'm bad.
And then, but like I said, the Tyler Shuck, very weird. I don't know. Like A-Rod sent me the picture or the video. They saw this throw and they thought it was better than Shadeur Sanders. So again, but overall, right? Like he went. If you look at, he was technically what between quarterback 3 and 5, according to everybody, right? In that range. He went quarterback 5. Yes, quarterback 5 didn't happen until the 6th round.
It was Ward, Dart, Shuck, Dylan Gabriel. Somebody else went before him.
Milrow.
No, that was it.
Milrow.
Oh, that's right. Milrow did get picked. Yeah, okay. Milrow did get picked above him. That was crazy. I'll admit that was crazy. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about, though. We're talking about a 2 to 3 pick difference, right? In a quarterback position. It seems like everybody else, all the other teams, were going offensive line, defensive players. And I think this is something you guys said on this podcast. This is a very good defensive draft. So a lot of these teams are looking at that aspect and being like, I mean, there's a lot of risk here, or we can get the sure thing on defense, right? We can line up our defense or plan to secure our future, right? Maybe take a chance later on in the draft. I don't agree with the Milrow, with the Dylan Gabriel. I 100% agree with you guys. I don't agree there, so that's why I was thinking maybe 3rd round, 4th round, because I think he is like around a 3rd or 4th round talent. I don't think he's a 1st round talent. No way. But
then
again,
why is it that all these people were like, he's the 2nd best quarterback or 3rd best quarterback in this draft, and all of a sudden,
the bait.
You said the bait?
Clickbait.
Hold on.
The Sanders name, brother.
We grabbing microphones. Okay, here's what we're going to do. All right. Why is it, do you not feel, all right, what impact do you feel that, because they were ripping, me and A-Rod talked about it. They were going at him for the last couple weeks. It got like every single thing that came out. Oh, this was a bad interview. This was a bad interview. Oh, he's too cocky. This, that. Like, do you feel like all of that could have led to it, or is it just talent? Is it talent, or was it personality, or is it a combination of both? Or
you said it right there. I think it was a combination of both. Like, it was a situation of like, I don't think you're as good as you think you are. Other than like, you look at Cam Ward, he kind of is the man right now, right? He could suck. We don't know. He probably will suck. But I think with what they saw, he didn't even want to go to any of these, combines, pro days, or anything like that to show off what he is. All he would respond with is go look at the tape. If you look at that tape, half the tape is him running for his life because he didn't have an offensive line. And it's
That's
not like
Caleb
he
Williams,
had,
though. His whole tape is the
but
same.
it's not like he has insane arm strength, right? He's not a crazy arm talent. And I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback. I don't want this to be a situation where you guys are trying to, put me on trial for saying, oh, you said he was going to be bad. No, I just think the risk reward was just way too great for a player like that, in my opinion, just based on size, based on the arm talent that he brings. It's just you're better off putting your eggs in another basket.
You're right.
And it goes to show you because look how many quarterbacks went. That was like so little, compared to previous drafts. Like,
and we knew this was going to be a weaker draft.
Right.
We did know that. I mean, everyone's talking about Shedeur. I mean, Quinn Ewers was sitting there till the 7th round. So I get it. It's not like I'm undermining that whole situation. It's just that, like, to me, and that's the problem, that's the kind of the issue that you have when it comes to doing mock drafts and all the shit that leads up to the draft. The world was convinced that Shedeur was going to be either the number 2 pick, the number 9 pick, or the number 21 pick. That was kind of like it's Cleveland, it's the Raiders or 6, or it's the Saints at 9, or it's the Steelers at 21. But then as you got deeper and deeper, it was like, well, he's sliding, but like, what does it really mean? Is he sliding? Like, did everyone have him up there, or is it just we're sliding as mock drafters? Is that how we're saying it? It's just.
And I think you got to look at the other perspective. I heard this today, and I thought it was a really interesting take. It was these NFL owners are cutthroat, right? They'll, drown their mom for an extra buck or for a Super Bowl win, or you know what I'm saying? These are cutthroat people. So it's not like they're gonna collude together and be like, oh, we should all not draft him. I don't think it's that at all.
They will collude, though.
I don't think that was edit, because one guy is gonna go behind them and be like, oh, well, what do you see that I don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying there's just so cutthroat, and but when it comes to their franchises, they do hold it to a certain, to a certain standard. You're essentially handing over a franchise to the Sanders family. Think about that. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Oh, what? You don't think so?
Mean, what
A-Rod, step in. You don't think so? That's crazy.
What can Dion really do?
I just mean just the aura, like, to quote the Gen Z term, like the aura Sanders is gonna bring. You guys even talked about it. Like, you draft Shadeur Sanders, like the cameras are gonna be flashing like crazy.
They flash for his dad. He's not as good as his dad, but
of course he's not.
I think the scare with it, to be honest, it's crazy because he was projected to go day 1, top 3 pick. He was. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what NFL teams are doing. They were bringing him in. They were interviewing him.
No NFL team said that, though. That was all analysts.
That was all
analysts.
That was all, like, respectfully, A-Rod, that was all analysts.
It was all analysts.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
All right, so Mel Kiper is always wrong. I'm gonna always be down with that. Mel Kiper is like, why that man has a job still it's still baffling to me to understand that he has a job.
You know why he has a job still? Because he's willing to do this shit every year. He's willing to take all the bullets and not give a damn, but he will keep doing this shit every year.
Well, he goes on every year with no lips and starts talking football, and it bothers me every year. So, but here's the thing with Shedeur. The talent is there. He won an award in college. What was the award he won for, like, best quarterback or something like that? His last year. What was it?
I don't remember. I never remember the names of those. There's Doak Campbell. There's Walter. There's so many awards. Yeah.
So he won 1 award. So that should constitute for something right there. And the talent is there. It's all about how you're trying to mold your quarterback of how you want it. It's either a pocket passer or it's going to be a runner. And if you can get both, you can get a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or a Jalen Hurts, and good for you. But other than that, it's tough to find those type of players. You got to mold everything that you want around it. And I think in this case, the biggest scare, though, was the kid's only been coached by one person his entire life, and it's his dad.
Bingo.
His dad's been the one person who has coached him, and he hasn't had the ability to see what it's like being coached by somebody else. Is he coachable? I think 100% he is. Is he cocky? He is. So is Cam Ward. Cam Ward's pretty fucking cocky too, but he went first overall for a reason, and there's a reason why.
He's a more humble, cocky Cam Ward. Like, there's a little bit more humility to his cockiness.
He's got like the Anthony Edwards cocky.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. He definitely is. And I'm not taking it away from him, but I think his last press conference thing, the tape speaks for itself. I think that's what really shot him in the foot right there. And what that shows for me is he's got a lot of growing up to do as a quarterback. And I think the Giants moving up in the first round is a perfect cinematic, like, oh, this is where Shadeur's going. I remember I watched it with Dante, and he's a huge Giants fan. And he was like, Shadeur's going. He's recording his phone at the TV. I'm like,
Oh,
I don't think he's
I
going
knew
here.
Jackson Dart was going because his son let you what's his name, Joe Mara's son or one of those GM sons or whatever. He had posted Jackson Dart. All the betting odds was Jackson Dart. Everybody, I mean, the whole world.
If you looked at the two, because they showed both of the camps, they showed the Sanders camp, and they were just like sitting there quiet, looking at the TV screen, like what's the one of the hood dude just like staring at the TV screen, standing up, and then Jackson Dart's family, they were all like hugging and stuff. So like you knew that was gonna happen, and I saw it. I was like, oh, he's going, man. This is what happens. But I think with the Shedeur case, it's crazy that he slipped that far. I would never have expected it to go that far. But even the Browns taking two quarterbacks, they're trying to Washington Redskins this shit like back in the day. You know, if Dylan Gabriel doesn't pan out, we got this other guy.
Well, they have 5 quarterbacks on their roster.
5 quarterbacks on the roster. We know what's his Massage Watson is getting the boot. We know that. They're trying
Whoa. Hey, Tony Busby, I'm telling you, I don't trust that man anymore. So a benefit of the
I don't either, man, but hey, there's a lot of massaging going on there. So, and they're not picking up Kenny Pickett's 5th-year option. And Joe Flacco is expendable as quick. So we could get down to 3 very quick there shortly. I just think it's wild that the kid fell because I see the talent there. I see he's coachable. I think what it comes down to really at the end of the day is we don't see him as coachable. We think it's going to be a big project for us to take on and deal with this. And like Sammy said, you're kind of inheriting the Sanders Foundation here with it. Because Dad is very vocal. I'm not taking anything away from Dion. I love Dion. I love his approach to everything. Man changes kids' lives with what he does. But when it comes to his kids, he'll run through a wall for them. And I know he's coaching the Colorado, but like, dude, can this kid be on his own without the shadow of his father? He's been in his father's shadow the entire time. So
do you feel like this shit will force him to be humble now? Like,
I hope so.
We talk about being coachable. Like, will this force him to be like, you have to be like, bro, do you realize what just happened to you, bro? Like,
I hope so. I hope that's a learning moment. And if anything, I would expect Dion to even tell him, like, hey, man, you know, we thought you were going first round, and this is what happened. But God is good. Whatever he wants to spill out there, I hope it is humbling for him. You know, I really hope it is. Because if Shiloh got called before him, I'd be like, this is rigged. This is rigged, man.
Now I gotta go see Shiloh at Bulls Club. Jesus. All right. What else did you kind of take away from? Let's talk about. Let's just look at the top of the draft. Obviously, you know, we last week we thought we knew kind of like what was going to happen with those picks. They went in the order of what we kind of assumed, but the teams that picked them was kind of what got it crazy. So Cam, that was off the rip. That was going to happen, right? And we'll see what that does for that football program. You know, they went him. They went a lot of defense, and then they some middle rounds they went offense. So they had a lot of draft picks. So we're gonna see what that looks like. But let's talk about Travis Hunter and what the Browns did to get him. Jacksonville to go get him. So the Browns trade down from 2 to 5. As of last week, when they got closer and closer, Ashton Genty kept getting closer and closer to being like, okay, it seems like they want to go with Ashton Genty. The shocker to me, Jacksonville trades all of that to go get, a generational player maybe, but a type of player that we're not familiar with seeing. Somebody who played 100% offense, 100% defense, a Heisman winner. He is a Florida kid. He loves football. My biggest thing why I love Travis Hunter, he loves football so much, and it's like obvious. You know what I mean? So, oh my God, the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh my God, the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, Tyree, what the Halliburton just sent them to the oblivion. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3
What
can't.
the hell? What the Halliburton just sent them to Cancun? I'm sorry. But anyway, um, damn, poor little Ting Ting. Oh shit. What was I talking about? Shadeur Sanders. I mean,
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. I mean, take it away, A-Rod. I mean, Sammy, go ahead, bro. What did you make of that trade, value wise, and what impact do you feel that Travis Hunter will have? Because that division is a winnable division in the South. I mean, even with CJ Stroud there, do you feel like he has enough of an impact that they're going to be looking for to make that kind of a trade?
It was, I don't know how I felt about it because, like, at first I was like, wow, that's crazy. But then, like, in a sense where I was like, I can't believe the Browns just did that. But then I thought about it a little more and I was like, I mean, seeing how much like Jacksonville gave up for that pick, I was like, the Browns kind of made up for some of the bad decisions in previous years, but at the same time, it also doesn't allow us to see how the Browns can truly draft, right? Because that's a tough pick to have when you're sitting at 2, right? That tells you if you're a good team, well managed or whatever. But in my opinion, I felt like it was a hefty price. A lot of people think the talent is worth it. I think it's yet to be seen. It's just crazy to me. I think the biggest thing that I think about, right, is it's crazy to me that you pay that much for a wide receiver. Like, we haven't seen that type of trade for that type of player. It's either like some sort of like ungodly running back or obviously an ungodly quarterback. That's usually where you see these types of trades happening and to get into the number 2 pick. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure, but it just shows me it's like that means Jaguars are just still gonna keep throwing Trevor Lawrence in our face. So it's just like,
I mean, he's high. He's getting paid $270. Something's got to give.
I mean, now it's like he's got no excuse, right? It has to work.
You froze again.
Running backs, galore.
You froze again, Kay.
Who's frozen? I'm frozen. I'm frozen.
Man, what'd I tell you about those Timo cameras, man? Yo, not gonna lie, at least your frozen picture looked cool though. Like,
it was a cold pick of you froze. You
did. He should have screenshotted it.
Oh man, I think it's your top. What is it? Your top shitty teams at the top of the draft, scrambling to do whatever they can to think it's gonna work. That's really what it is at the end of the day.
Foam noodles.
Yeah, exactly. It's a foam noodle fight. The top 10 is what it really is. Like, who's gonna hit harder and who's gonna cry. So I think that's all it is. When I see these teams make these trades, it's not what do they know that the other team doesn't know. It's, wow, that really made sense because that's what they need. Or, man, that's a lot of draft capital. That's stupid of you to do that. And in this case, I agree with Sammy. I think they gave up a lot just to get another guy to recycle in there with Trevor Lawrence. Now he's gonna sell you tickets. He's close to home. It's gonna be good for him because he's from Florida, but he grew up in Georgia, so he's not that far from Georgia.
Yeah, but he's a Florida boy though. In his heart, he's a Florida boy.
He's a Florida boy for sure, but like he grew up in Georgia, so like it's not that far from wherever he was in Georgia. I wish the kid the best of luck over there. I'm a big fan of his too. I hate that it had to be Jacksonville. I would also hate for it to be Cleveland too, because I don't think I think Cleveland would mess it up too. It just, these teams outside of the Giants, I think the Giants hit a home run with their draft picks. I mean, getting
Shut up.
Still think that's the best guy in the draft, and getting a good quarterback. I didn't know too much about Jackson Dart until I watched the tape with Sammy at his house during the combine. The kid's got an arm. It's the reason for the Dart last name. But yeah, it's these are just like plugs that you can plug in for the time and see if this stuff works. Is the way I feel with these top teams, because they're quick to walk off of these players. Like, come on, like let's be honest. It's a small window for the NFL, and it's like you said, they'll drown their mother for wins. So we'll see what happens. I wish the kid the best of luck. I wonder if they're going to use him in a cornerback wide receiver role like that. But when money comes, Mr. Khan's going to be like, I don't know about this. Pick one.
All right, foam noodle fighters. Let's talk about the number four team on that draft board, the New England Patriots. Sammy, you are at the top of that foam noodle fight out of the three of us right now. So you guys go Will Campbell, who me and A-Rod both projected for you. I don't know if that's something you projected as well. You guys go Ohio State running back. And then, y'all had a hell of a lot of picks, golly. According to whomever draft boards, some people like your draft picks. I think you get a nasty offensive tackle. You get a running back who's solid. As a Michigan fan, I know. I'm not too familiar with Kyle Williams, the wide receiver for Washington State. Honestly, the rest of these players, you might know a little bit better than I do. So, what was your overall kind of feeling from after the weekend?
It's exactly as I expected and kind of exactly where I wanted. And we talked about this. Protect your asset, right? And they did that. They did that pretty well with this the center from Georgia. And obviously with Will Campbell, there's a lot of question marks on Will Campbell. But regardless if he plays tackle or guard, he's going to be on the O-line. And Lord knows we needed help there anyway. Yes, I know you don't want to take You don't want to take a guard at 4 versus a tackle. I guess that's like the rule or whatever. But regardless, we needed the help. That guy's a beast. And I mean, I love his interview so far. Travion Henderson, that was obviously a clear pick for me that I kind of saw coming with Josh McDaniels under the helm. He wants a pass catching back, a guy that's quick, that can move the sticks. So a lot of big playability there. Kyle Williams, I think they wanted, again, with having Josh McDaniels there, they wanted a jack of all trades wide receiver, a guy that can play short, guy that can play long, so they can fit him in between Stephon Diggs and Keyshawn Boutte, however they want to situate all that. Again, just still question marks, right? Third rounder, he could work out, he couldn't, he might not, but I thought it was a decent pick. And then the rest of it, they went defense, right? So I mean, just locked and loaded, heavy on defense. So I loved it. Was it pretty? No. But it was safe. And this is more than I can say about any other Patriots draft in a very, very long time. So that's why I was happy with it.
Safe. Okay, I like that. Now, let's pivot real quick. Fantasy football. Now, looking at that football team, Drake May, Travion Henderson, Stephon Diggs, Boutte. Is Hunter Henry still there? Henry, your new draft pick. So, from a fantasy perspective, what would I? Is there a Patriot that I should value, or should I just run away from the Patriot? Ramondre Stevenson is he done? What's the situation there?
I'm willing to give it a couple weeks. If you're in fantasy and you don't want to draft him, or if you can get him late, right, which you probably will be able to, I think he's worth taking a flyer on because that team was so trash last year anyway. So who actually looked good on that team? Nobody really, right? So I wouldn't think that he's done, but I think a changing of the guard is going to be coming, and I think having a complement like this Henderson player is going to probably help Stevenson. But at the same time, PPR, I can see Josh McDaniels getting Travion Henderson heavily involved in the passing game.
Now,
and that's to say it too. That was one thing we lacked last year, was having a consistent pass catching back for Drake May to be able to dump it off to.
And Josh McDaniels, he love that running back that can catch.
Yeah, and that's the thing, he's gonna show him, like, listen, you don't have it, go here. And then that's gonna bring defensive backs in, and that's when you're gonna get the big plays to Stephon Diggs, potentially Kyle Williams. So
I recently became a co-owner of a dynasty football team. And we have the fifth pick.
Capital Ventures there.
that's a hedge fund that's working with. But now I recently just I have the fifth pick with number 5. Travion Henderson fell to me. So You feel like that's a good value?
Dude, 100%. There's nobody else that's as talented in the running back room or can catch the ball like that guy.
Hey, do you feel like Drake
Like-
May is going to have some value this year?
My gut is saying yes because, again, like we've talked about before, and yes, I'm eating crow on it badly.
Oh, crap.
He made Mac Jones look literate. So imagine having a guy like Drake May with this type of talent, what he's going to make
this
him look
offensive
like.
coordinator. All right, cool. Aaron, let's go to the other team in the NFC East, my brother. You guys go. You had you go with Membu, right?
Yes, I had us going.
You got that right. You go get Jason Taylor's son, who a lot of people thought the Eagles were going to be like, oh, we got to go get him. We were not drafting the tight end, but he is a good player. And then Arian Smith in the fourth, I do like because I know about him. Malachi Moore in the fourth. You guys had some solid picks.
You forgot our third round pick.
I skipped right over him because he's a Florida State guy. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, the floor is yours, my brother. What was your overall feeling when you left this weekend?
The pick was safe. Protect your asset at quarterback. So we're getting young. We're getting beefy on the O-line. Pause. So I like that get for the first pick. And we always know how to pick a offensive lineman. They always have a special tape, and this guy was just funny during the combine with his noises he made as he was running. So, and they like to get fast linemen, but we give up on him. So hopefully we can not give up on this guy. But I was happy with the picks. It was kind of what I was honestly hoping we would get Shadeur Sanders with him being there sitting.
The longer he fell, I thought there was between the Raiders and you guys. I was like, every time a young pick came up, I was like, "Ooh, this might be it. This might be it."
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it would be a good fit for him. Put him in New York, put him flashy. I would have loved it. But I think when you get a guy who's as young as Justin Fields and still has a lot of tread, we don't need him. We picked up a guy on the next day, or not on the next day, end of the draft. Signed.
Drafted?
I don't know who. We also got Donovan Edwards, which I really, really like, but where's he going to fit into all of this? I don't know why that guy didn't get drafted. That's a mind-boggling to me.
I knew it was going to happen because he should have left after last year, after we won the championship, where his stock would have been higher. Mm-hmm. But when he had to be the lead guy by himself, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
But I liked what they did. They did a lot of safe things. I think what they're going to have is a lot of from this draft, I can only see 2 or 3 guys making an impact. We have so many tight ends that are very, very young, and they don't do anything. I just feel like they're collecting a paycheck for us because I never see them. And I hope we can move away from those guys. And this kid,
it's Justin Fields, though.
It is Justin Fields, and we do have a Ohio State tight end that he played with there in Ruckert. So I don't know if they're gonna amp him up to get ready for this, or we're gonna throw Mason Mason Taylor into this and let him be the starting tight end, which I would like to see. I think he's as advertised. I like him at tight end. I thought he was my 3rd best tight end. I didn't see us getting a tight end at all because we never strike a home run on that position ever. We just get a guy, sign him, and then he'll do a couple things for us, and then see you later, man. Go on, do what you want to do, Conklin. But all the other guys we got a couple Miami boys, a couple Florida State guys. We got a lot of Florida guys, Georgia guys, and I'm happy with it. But
you
like
guys
I said,
got all southern people. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri, LSU, Florida State, Georgia, Alabama, Miami, straight to the South. I got the whole South.
Yeah, so I think they did their homework. Smith is a good receiver at that value where we got him in the 4th. Is a very good receiver.
I like that value for him.
I don't see it translating in the NFL. I don't, because we have a log gap in wide receiver, and it's not a good log gap to have. There's nobody there that you're like, oh,
Garrett Wilson, who else?
Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard is there still.
Trash.
Corley from last year.
Trash.
Yeah, for sure. But like they took Corley.
If you have a good camp, this is yours.
So I know my team better than you, okay? I know what's going on here. It's a shitty log gap to be in that you're like, this guy should carve out a role for himself, but I know he's going to get lost in the system. It happens all the time with this team. I see 2 or 3 guys carving out a role for themselves, and it's going to be a wave of young talent and seeing if we can get this to progress to being contending talent, if anything, at least getting to playoffs. But it's another year in Spain for me with a silent S. So we'll 14 wins for me for a very, very long time. That's for sure.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna say when Sammy said Mac Jones was top 5, and when A-Rod said 14 wins, those are 2 of the hottest takes that we on this show podcast history.
Man, you take it out of context, bro.
History. History. All right. I'm obligated to talk about the Super Bowl defending champs, Philadelphia Eagles draft. Why not? I ain't gonna spend too long on it. It was a Howie Roseman type of weekend. We drafted so many players, and go look at how many picks we got next year. We got like 13 draft picks. We have 1 first, 2 seconds, and 3 thirds next year. We rolling. We are rolling. Jahad Campbell, I don't get it. I really don't get it. How he was able to kind of fall to us. He's gonna fit right in to whatever our D coordinator's name. I can't think of the top of my head. Fangio. He's gonna fit right into that 3 or 4 kind of defense that we run. Him and actually we kind of run more of we run a very hybrid kind of defense actually, because we'll put 4 on the defense. Either way, him and Zach Bond are gonna fit perfectly with each other. And we're still dealing with the injury for Nakobe Dean, so that this is going to be a great place for him to be at. We needed help in the back end, so I think Makuba has a lot of CJ Gardner-Johnson to him, so I feel like it was a pick that made sense. Ty Robinson in the 4th round, his big ass corn-fed defensive tackle who ran a 4.8, he ran like a 4.8 540. I mean, A-Rod, corn-fed. Corn-fed, and he looked like a nasty. He nasty, like he don't give up. He'll put tobacco in your eyes and shit like that. We got one of them. And then we built on the offensive line, we built on the defensive line. We got a quarterback, of course, because that's what we do. So we can train them, send them off. You know what I mean? I like what we did. I think we're in a good spot. I wouldn't say we won the draft. So just off the top of your head, Sammy, if you remember, did you feel like there was a team that damn, that team won the draft? Like one that just kind of wow, that was a really good draft by XYZ team.
To be honest, this was one of the years, just because it was, very defensive, offensive line heavy, skill position heavy, I just didn't really there was just a lot of talent kind of scattered around.
It wasn't sexy picks.
Right. And so there was nothing that 2 or 3 picks where you're like, oh my God, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was nobody that I really thought did really well. There was definitely some teams where I was like, what the hell are you doing?
What the hell?
Like the Saints, I'm not really sure what they were doing, or even the Vikings. But I thought we did not to be biased, but I thought we did really well, but it was more safe. I do like what you guys did in the Eagles. I was like, oh, here we go again. The rich just get richer. But yeah, but besides that, I just really didn't.
Nothing really.
Nothing stuck out.
Anything kind of stand out to you?
I like the Patriots draft. I like the Giants draft. I really like Baltimore's draft too.
That's one of mine.
Green, I feel like is slept on, because he went to Marshall, and we see it all the time.
They said he has some legal issues or some. I didn't read into it, but he has a case. You know what I mean? But it's the NFL. You know what I mean?
Correct. I really like Baltimore's draft a lot. I thought they did very well too. Yeah, nothing.
Sorry to cut you off. Interestingly enough, they drafted a kicker.
Who did?
They drafted a kicker, the Ravens.
Really?
And nobody wants to talk about Joe Flacco's cases, but Flacco got some masseuse cases too. They drafted the kicker in the 6th round.
You talking about Tucker?
Yes, that's what I meant.
That's Tucker. Yeah. No, for sure. I get it. those are the two that kind of jumped up. But like Sammy said, it was very like no, because it was like he said, very defensive heavy. It was like edge, 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 tackle,
A
tackle,
lot
tackle.
of defensive tackles too.
Yeah. So the one thing that I was paying attention to, or the two things I was paying attention to, or I shouldn't say, one thing I was paying attention to was Cincinnati. Are they going to draft an offensive player? Or are they going to go defense? Thank God they went defense. And the biggest head scratcher for me, and I talked to some fans today, some Bucks fans today about it, was the pick that they got at wide receiver. I was like, that pick doesn't make any sense to me. They got a lot of guys there. But talking to my friend, one of my friends was a diehard. He's like, dude, I love Mike Evans. He's getting up there in age. You know, he's got about 2-3 solid good years left in him at that. And Chris, he's like, I love Chris Godwin, but he's glass. He gets hurt all the time. And then McMillan is fresh. He had a good year last year, but could that go over to the next year? So I think this is just a safety blanket for all of that, and just keep the rotation going.
But are the Bucks good enough to be drafted a safety blanket where they could have drafted best available? Like, can you imagine if they got Jahad Campbell like they were projected to? You talk about old. Levante David is like 87 years old. Like, he's ready to retire, and he's looking for his replacement. That to me was a little. Again, I know Ibuka, a Michigan guy. I know Ohio State players really well. I know the guys who torch us. I know the guys who we had to like pay attention to. Great player. To me, though, at that moment, I was like, well, you don't have to do that right now.
And then when I talked to him today, like I said it, like if they went and got the number one corner in the draft, like they should every year, could you imagine?
And I told you last week, that's what they should have did.
Every year the Bucks get burned on the secondary, and it's like, oh, well, let's go get another receiver. Oh, we'll go get another running back. Oh, we'll go get another offensive lineman. But you don't have a corner every year. It just makes no sense to me. Like, Whitfield can't do this by himself. So I just thought that pick was a head scratcher to me, because there was a lot of guys you could get in there to plug in for the defense, especially at the secondary. And they didn't even budge on that. They're never going to budge on that. I feel like that's like they say heat culture, or the Patriots way. Bucks culture is like, we're not taking a corner in the first. It ain't going to happen here.
All right. And last, before to move on to the NBA, I do have some betting odds kind of already pulled up here.
And the biggest like head scratcher to me, and I want to know more why, was why the cornerback from Michigan fell.
He has an injury. So same thing with Donovan Edwards. The whole championship team, had they all came out last year, they would have all been top 20 picks. Will Johnson was a top 5 like prospect last year. He had I think it was an ankle or a knee. It was something. It was a lower extremity. It was some like kind of injury, and it didn't heal. It wasn't completely healed, and he got drafted second round. Yeah. I thought if I was Howie Roseman, I was like, trade up and go get him. Trade up. He's going to be a fantastic NFL player. But these NFL coaches be thinking too much, or GMs. Oh, Jahad Campbell had a labrum issue, and he's gonna miss. He had surgery, right? That's the only reason why Jahad Campbell fell from top 15 type of player to 31. So same thing with Will Johnson. He had like a little leg issue. He had a first round pick, fell to the second round. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. But these coaches be thinking too much, bro. Like,
I agree.
They think way too much.
There's players I saw slide. I'm like, man, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever here. Like, I'm not getting this. But hey, they do drafts based on what they need and what they know and what they speak to. So I'm not in the room. I don't know what's going on. I get it, but like, I thought that guy was an easy day one pick.
Bro, I thought as he was sliding, I was like, Howie, make the call. Bro.
He was probably sitting there waiting to do it too, waiting for him to fall. But what can you do? Right.
Side note, apparently we were in on Shadeur Sanders. Thank God, because I did not want. They talk about drafting a backup. That's the last thing I needed, to draft a backup to Jalen Hurts and have all the media in our locker room. Hell no. However, the Cleveland Browns, they need to do Hard Knocks this year. They got disgruntled. They got old man Joe Flacco. They got masseuse lover Deshaun Watson. They got the Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett, who's like, finally I got a team I can probably play for. Oh, we're about to get this quarterback, that quarterback. And then you draft a Heisman finalist, Dylan Gabriel, and somebody who was supposed to be a top whatever pick is Shadeur Sanders. And you got Myles Garrett, who's trying to leave. They said, no, Myles, please, please. Here's $40 million. No more Nick Chubb. They got brand new running backs. You want to talk about a shit show? I want to watch the Cleveland Browns at Hard Knocks this year. That's my pick. All right, real quick, before we get to the NBA, here's what the Hard Rock, if you want to sponsor, just know that I've lost about $200 in the last few weeks to you guys because I can't hit on shit. So please, Mama, please. Sammy had a nice one the other night. I just want to say, wait, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little jealous because I was having a bad day. And then Sammy posted that, I was like, I'm gonna just go play in traffic. I can't get shit to fall. And then he just dropped this light little shit. And it was like, I don't be doing no 8-leggers no more. I've been putting 2-3 leggers in that shit. I'm like, I still can't hit. Missing my 1 point. Missing my 1 free throw. Missing my 1 rebound.
I ain't gonna lie though. Those Knicks had me scared for a little bit though, man. Those Knicks had me worried.
But when they hit,
I was like, my parlay is about to die right at 1 p.m.
When they hit, but hey, Hard I'm wait. Don't better make sure Shea Gillis win the MVP because I had this bet placed months ago. So the aura that's over me right now, Tyler Hero. I just gotta say this, Tyler Hero. You have 4 points last night. 4 points. What are we doing? NFL. All right. As of right now, the projected winner for the Super Bowl next year. Philadelphia Eagles at plus 650, Baltimore Ravens at plus 700, Kansas City at plus 700, and Buffalo at plus 750. Sammy, are we those top 3 teams? Do you think it's gonna be one of those 3, or would you put your money on somebody else? Because there's a lot of good value if you look outside of that. But they're all pretty good.
Bro, it's April 29th. Why are we talking about this right now?
I know. Philadelphia Eagles, you put money on them?
If you're putting money on one of those teams right now, you need a phone number. That's what you need.
All right. How about this? Because I want to do awards only for the rookies. Only for the rookies, because based off the draft. Cam Ward right now is the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, followed by, actually tied. Him and Ashton Genty are tied at plus 210. Travis Hunter is plus 800. After that, we got Tyler Shuck, your favorite quarterback now from the New Orleans Saints, is at plus 1,300. Ted McMillan's at plus 1,500. And then Amari Hampton, Shadeur Sanders is plus 2,000. Where would your money be? Where would your money be spent right now based on those kind of projections right now?
Hold on. So you said what was Shadeur's?
Shadeur's at plus 2,000.
Oh, not Shedeur. Travis Hunter. My bad.
Travis Hunter's at plus 800.
I like that value.
I like that a lot.
And what was Tet's?
Tet, better value, plus 1,500. But he got Marvin Harris. No, where is he at? Carolina.
Yeah, I like his a lot. I like that a lot.
I like the player, but do you like the situation?
Yeah. I think Bryce Young can do it. You saw life at the end of the year. He just has no receiver to throw to.
Okay, but now he got Leggett and him.
Yep.
He said he gonna do what he's gonna do.
You think he
gonna
do enough?
some squirrels when we get out there and get that ball.
I love that guy. Kakalaki.
He's a 1. I don't think he's a 1. He's a solid 2. And I think he'd be cool. He'd be cool with that, man. If I go out there and get the ball, so I'll give him do.
I mean, long shots. RJ Harvey's at plus 4,000. UCF kid. Cam Scatterboo. Speaking of drafts, the Giants. I hate the Giants so much, but they took my favorite player in the draft, Cam Scatterboo, And
Bro,
then
I
they
thought
took
we
a
were gonna
Bill
get
Carter
him.
too. I was like, golly, y'all took my two favorite players.
I know. I wanted that too. I mean,
I
I'm glad we
love
got
Cam
Travion Henderson, but I wanted Scadaboo.
I love Scatterboo. Nah, but like,
Scadaboo would have been a Bill Belichick pick for sure.
of course. Oh my God, of course.
Fights and plays running back. Get on the phone now.
He's got moxie
Straight up.
with him too. He got some moxie with him too. All right, deep defensive player of the year. I want to remind you, Travis Hunter can win both of these awards. Travis Hunter is third projection right now in offense and second projected on defense. They got Abdul Carter number one. That defensive line is stacked, so he's going to have a lot of sacks to get that done. Travis Hunter's going to have to get a lot of interceptions. He might not play enough snaps to do that. So to me, the value. So we got Michael Williams third plus 1,100, Jalen Walker plus 1,100, Jahad Campbell plus 1,200, Mason Graham plus 1,600, and then it's just a run. This. Whew. Is there a player that you're like based on who got drafted that can kind of take that role day one?
Malachi Starks.
Malachi Starks is at plus 2,000. He's gonna, but like that
safety, though.
That defense is good. Like Kyle Hamilton's back there with them. Like, I don't know. That was tough. Mike Green is at plus 2,000 as well. Like you mentioned, A-Rod, there's a lot of great defensive players that got drafted.
It all depends on the role they get into.
Yeah.
Depends on where they go. Take the kid from Cincinnati, man. Maybe he does something for them on defense.
There's a lot of James Pierce Jr.
Moving on to the NBA.
All right, let's move on. I'm gonna be honest with you. We'll be honest.
You're sticking because you got nothing else to root for.
I'm going to be honest
so
with
you're
you.
sticking with the championship
I'm going
team.
to be honest.
I see your ploy, bro.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. My favorite player currently in the NBA is LeBron James, down 3-1. My second favorite player in the NBA is tied. Second and third are tied. Is Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards. Unfortunately, Anthony Edwards put belt to ass.
Look at me.
My next favorite player, Giannis. He's out now. Officially, what the Halliburton just put him out a couple minutes ago. So everybody who I could possibly root for is out. I got Paolo Banchero. The Boston Celtics is about to send him out. Even though Orlando's off to a good start, the Celtics are about to send him out. I got nothing left. I lived in Detroit for the longest time. The refs be cheating for y'all, New York Knicks, A-Rod.
Yeah.
The refs be cheating for y'all. So I just gotta say, as a fan of basketball, this has not been a fun time for me. It's not been a fun time for me. So, yes, Sammy, you are right. Yeah, you were right, Sammy. I'm a little perturbed. But you know what?
For handies.
You know what?
That's the only one I don't.
He's like Jaylen Brown.
That's sacred. Hey, A-Rod, that's sacred, bro. I would be disappointed, Sammy, if that's what I'd be disappointed. All right. We're gonna talk. Let's talk about the West first. We'll end with y'all. Y'all can enjoy your little moment. But let's talk about the West first because we'll see how the Knicks game is. As we're speaking right now, the Knicks are currently playing.
Crap in my pants watching this Knicks game right now.
And Boston's currently playing. I don't have that problem because none of my teams are doing this shit.
Start in the East right now. Let's start in the East because this team, bro, they love to have a 10-point, be down 10 points, and then carve their way back up to, like, I don't get why they keep doing this.
Because you have that dog in you and Jalen Brunson.
The best, clutch player of the year. But now, I actually want to start with the number one seeds because I was disrespectful to the Thunder, the Knicks, and the Cavaliers all year. A-Rod, Sammy, before this postseason, were you guys respectful or disrespectful to the Cavs and the Thunder all year? And has your opinion changed at all? Because goddamn, they put belt to ass. Belt to ass.
Rewind the tape. I was very big on the Thunder last year. I was just a year too early. This year they whooped our ass twice. So of course I had a lot of respect for them. And then the Cavs. So we're gonna I know it's a podcast, we got to do it, but we're gonna overreact to them slapping up to Miami Heat, bro.
Can we?
Like, what is left of that carcass?
Bro,
Like,
50 twice. Dog.
like,
What is like? I've never listen.
bro.
I
Like,
knew.
Start
Okay,
even listening on it.
I disrespected Cleveland. Okay, I thought Miami could get a couple games. I told A-Rod,
What?
I thought Miami could get a game or two. They beat the dog shit out of them.
They have like literally.
Who does Cleveland have? Donovan Mitchell is a good player. Evan Mobley is a good player. Darius Garland they're good players. Like none of them are like, oh my God, so great. They're good players. Where did I go wrong?
Well,
Where did I
okay,
go
so
wrong?
you stopped at 2. They have like 3 or 4 starters that are good players.
Okay.
With the Miami Heat, you kind of stop at Bam, right? It's Tyler Hero, Bam,
All-Star.
and then that's what I just said. Tyler Hero, Bam, and then everybody else. There's us. Like we're the
Andrew
other 3
Wiggins.
that are playing on the
Number
Miami
one
Heat
pick.
right now.
NBA champion, number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins.
What does that do for you?
Not a
You never
damn-
you were the biggest like you go back on everything you do. You shit on Andrew Wiggins the whole year, and then when
I
he's in
know.
the playoffs of the Heat, you're like, oh my God.
I know. I
My
tried
guy loves to
give
cherry
them
pick
the-
his like stats and statements. Notice what he did there. NBA
Remember
champion
here,
Andrew
bring it back up.
Wiggins.
I tried to give them the. I think maybe it's the way I feel about Cleveland. I
This-
didn't think they
this
had
zombie-
that dog in them.
This zombie of the Miami Heat fucking crawled in to the playoffs, right?
We're here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, get
Yeah.
back in your hole. Like,
Whack-a-mole them.
dude, yes, Cleveland's very good. They showed us a lot, but let's not jump the gun here.
Let's
All
just say Miami is a superstar away from being like good again with what's there, but not having a Jimmy Butler there and the cast that's presented there, it's ridiculous for that team to be like. I knew Cleveland was going to sweep them, and same thing with ever since that man said I'm okay in the West, he has not been okay in the West, and there's something doesn't smell right in Memphis already. It's like when they got rid of we talked about it a couple weeks ago when they got rid of the head coach out of nowhere. Like that guy turned that team around. He did something with it. And then they're going to be like, oh, John Moran said he doesn't like you. He said he brought a gun to the office and talked to us. Like, I don't get it. I don't get moving on from that. That makes no sense. And I think the team is starting to be like, yo, this ain't it. They don't look like they was checked out. And then of course Ja going out, that's a main part of your team.
But they were up 29 or some shit.
Which is why I said the other day, and I'm glad I'm on this podcast because I want to talk about this. Which is why I said the other day, I said, with Memphis and the situation, I mean, however they're going to look at all their internals, right? I mean, this could be a perfect opportunity to build around a player like Jaren Jackson. Like from start to finish, that guy has been a baller on that team.
Baller, how many rebounds does he average a game?
Like 8 men?
No, he averages like 5.
What's he scoring?
Like 20.
Okay.
I need more than that.
And he's playing. That's what I'm saying. You have value in Ja Morant that you can get rid of. I think that, and I think A-Rod's right. There's something wrong there. Sell high, get something else in. They're not going to do that because he's a ticket seller, even though, I mean, it seems like that second seed or first seed run they had last year, the year before was a long time ago, huh?
It does. It really does. And I don't get Desmond Bane is a great basketball player. He's a very good basketball player.
I don't say he's great. He's a good.
I wouldn't say great. Yeah,
He's a good basketball
he's a
player,
good
but
basketball.
I kind of got excited there. I got excited. He's a good basketball player.
He can't be a number 2. And I
He needs to lay off the weights, bro.
he
Put him to fight the gorilla.
Like,
Desmond Bane can fight the gorilla. I'll put him there. I'll put him in the mix. But nah, it's just Memphis is going to be Memphis. You know what I mean? It's hard for them to put together a championship team. But they were number 2 in the West a couple years ago, and he's finding the West, screwed it up. They were number 2 in the West early on this year and screwed it up. It's just fire the coach. You know what I mean? Everything is just weird about that team. I don't think Jaren Jackson's the answer. I don't think John Morant's the answer. I don't know what the answer is. It's like they need to move the team. Like, to me, the answer to fix Memphis, they need to start over from scratch. Like, how was Paul Gasol there? Mark Gasol. Like, those, it's weird that these two Spaniard brothers were in Memphis. Zebo made sense, Tony Allen made sense, but even with that team, they couldn't do anything with that team. So it's like the grind factory was cool, but like you can only do so much. Like there's only so much you could do with that team.
Bring in Danny Ainge and let him blow it up. That's what Danny Ainge does.
Blow it up and then what? Go draft. Never mind, I'm chill out. But I don't know. I don't know if there's a fix for them. But
the way I'm still watching that Boston series on HBO finish. They brought Danny Ainge on to talk about the end of the Paul Pierce thing. Talk about a real piece of shit, man. He was like,
don't tell me. I haven't even watched one episode, so I want to be pleasantly surprised.
All right, I won't do it, but Danny Ainge got some balls on him. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I watched how he was when he played for Boston. He's a dick, bro. He didn't give a damn.
He's a dick as a GM too.
Yeah, and that shit will carry over. Carry over. And I do appreciate that about something like that.
Kids going to school here. Enjoy Utah.
All right, but number one seeds are doing their thing. All right. Boston. You guys have had a weird kind of like first round just from an injury standpoint. But it's kind of like, it's hard to really put my finger on it, like what your first round looked like. But as a fan, obviously, Sammy, what's been like your biggest Boston takeaway as you guys look to kind of move forward in the series?
Just some small iterations of, succumbing to some of the same things, but I see adjustments in the middle of the game that allows us to get out of those things. So kind of like what we talked about last year, and when I was like really pissed off about this team for a while there, was falling into those lapses of you shoot, I shoot, you shoot. But now I'm seeing a little bit more drive kick. Okay, this shot's not dropping. I got to be a distributor. I got to, and I got to threaten in different ways. I got to defend. I got to do these things. But my biggest thing with this series right now is just I think the refs have to get involved. I usually hate when the refs get involved, but man, some of these fouls, bro, and it's on both sides, but Orlando is, they're playing super dirty, man. And I don't mean to be that, but it kind of sucks because I'm just getting worried. I'm like, you guys have nothing to lose, obviously, right? Being the Orlando Magic, we have everything to lose. So you guys can do this shit to us. I mean, Porzingis has stitches, bro.
He was leaking.
Like crazy.
He was leaking.
And then Tatum sprained his wrist, bro. And then Jaylen Brown just the other day hyperextended his elbow or whatever, just from like just nasty fouls that these guys are doing. And yeah, and it's like the only thing I can say is like I have all the respect in the world for Paolo. That kid can ball, man. He's willing this team top to bottom. He's ready. He's next up. He's coming. So we got to watch out whether he stays in Orlando in his foreseeable future. I mean, he will now, but I just mean where his career is going to go is probably
his first 7 to 9 years will be in Orlando.
Statistically, it might be outside Orlando, right? Yeah. Even if a trade happens or somebody tantalizes the Magic enough, they'll probably take it. So, I mean, let's be real here. But
I kind of put a pseudo type of like who do you love type of situation based on some of these playoff performers that we're seeing. Kind of moving forward, like and A-Rod, we're gonna talk about the Knicks and everything like that. But like, I'm assuming you guys are gonna win the series. We'll see how this game plays out. If not tonight, but look at Paolo, look at Cade Cunningham, right? Two guys who Cade was number 1 pick too, right? So 2 number 1 picks. Was Paolo number 1 or number 2?
Yeah, he's 1.
Orlando had that. Okay, so it went Paolo, Chet, and then Jabari. I think that's how it went, right? So if tomorrow you gotta have this guy for the rest of your career, you want Cade or you want Paolo, A-Rod? Because you have to face Cade, and Sammy, you've had to face Paolo. So I want to get both y'all perspective.
I think it's hard to find a point guard. I'd take Cade. I would take Cade. I love Paulo's game, but I think Cade does. He's a triple double machine, man. He's a big point guard, and that's hard to find.
Sammy?
I'm taking Boncaro, man. I'm taking the athletic wing every 9 times out of 10.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love what Cade Cunningham is doing. But Paolo, I remember as watching him in college, I was like, he's good, but when he got to Orlando, I'm like, dog, he's bigger than I thought. And then he plays his size, and that's something that I really appreciate about certain players, like Cat, A-Rod. Cat sometimes be playing like a cat, but then he finds that dog in him, right? You know what I mean? Like every now and then he finds that dog in him, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. That's Cat's game, bro.
Paolo plays like a dog all the time. 6'10", you feel
but
it.
I feel like the thing with Cat, not to go too far off schedule, but because we were discussing that in our group chat. The thing about Cat is he's worse when you want him to do the things that a normal center would do. That's what's crazy. You know what I mean? Like to think about, like you guys, both of you guys are more like old school, like, oh, get in the paint, throw the elbows, whatever. But when Cat plays a little bit more, off of that, like mid-range 3-point line.
It's not even just. It's more so of a mindset.
Hey, A-Rod, you're laughing about it, but
it's the mindset.
This is the best example of Karl Anthony Towns that I can give. He is a center who is playing power forward, but realistically, he wants to be a small forward. That is how Cat wants to play.
And after all that,
I thought it was a 3. I thought it was a 3.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I thought it was a 3. All right, but from a sub standpoint, you feel like this is like a good test for y'all. Or you feel like you're a little concerned because like we're going off the assumption it's going to be Knicks and Celtics, right? Both games are being played right now. If not tonight, we're going off that assumption. So y'all about to see each other coming up, right? Do you feel like y'all going to be healthy enough to be able to deal with the Knicks and the Knicks and A-Rod? Do you feel like y'all going to be physical? Because like I told you, it's going to be hard fought games. Y'all going to win the series, but y'all not going to just be like y'all ain't just about to just roll these people. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all feel like y'all going to be up to it? You know what I mean? I'll start with you, A-Rod.
You read what I said in the chat. We're gonna get fucking washed by these dudes, man. The way this team plays, they have heart, but they're just like Karl Anthony Towns is just now you see me, now you don't type of guy. And I forgot who was saying it. I don't know if it was Mike Greenberg or who was saying it the other day, but they're like, sometimes he shows up and sometimes he doesn't. And you can't have that guy that you went to trade for to be so streaky like that. I feel like everybody else is doing their jobs on this team, and Jalen Brunson, thank God, he's tied with Michael, or he's 2 games shy of Michael Jordan's 40-point games in the playoffs, which is wild. One clutch player of the year, but Karl Anthony Towns there's just some games where he's there and he's not, and if he's abysmal, we just tied the Pistons. I mean, awesome. But Porzingis may deal with it. Like he can probably get in Cat's head and body this kid. He scares me. And Al Horford too. Al Horford's old ass has got championship pedigree with him now. So I don't like the matchup between Boston. Obviously, we didn't win a single game in the regular season against them. And this is going to be carrying over there, that I'm sure that they want to get one at least and not go out swinging and missing with a foam noodle. But I'm praying that we can find a way to win it. But watching the way this team plays, it's a nail biter. It's a headache.
That will be an exciting series, though. Like, let's be honest. Now, A-Rod, I want you to give me your honest opinion real quick before I go to Sammy. Who would you rather have leading your New York, not your team, the New York Knicks? Jason Tatum or Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson. Fuck Jason.
Say you agree, Sammy?
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, isn't it?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I know what you do, KK. It's funny.
A trap.
Hell no, I ain't taking that. I'm taking Jason Tatum, bro.
Oh, are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Bro,
After how
I'm
he's played this year,
convinced.
I've heard nobody. I've heard crickets from the media, from everybody about Jason Tatum this year.
I'm convinced Jalen Brunson is like one of my favorite players, and I can't admit it. I don't even want to admit it. But every time I watch him play, it's like, bro, you're the best player on the court. It's like, it's weird because like he's not like physically imposing. He doesn't do anything that's like spectacular. But you just watch him play, you're like, dude, you're the
I
best
was
player.
watching that game, right? And I like watching Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah.
And they're down, and I'm like getting worried because I had that pick in. And I'm like, dang. And then Jalen Brunson starts doing his thing, and I'm like, and they showed like his stat line beforehand, and then like kind of what he's been doing. And he was like
Yeah.
at one point like 3 for 3, and I was like, oh, there's no way that boy went like 5 for 5 from that point on. And I was like, goodness, because in my head I'm like, he's a human, he's gonna miss. I'm gonna get heartbroken here. My money's gone, and it was only $15, but still, I was like, dang, I want to win this. No.
Yeah.
My boy just kept cooking, just kept cooking, like doesn't
He's
miss.
so good,
He's a
bro. He's
walking
so
bucket,
good.
bro.
So
Like
good.
walking bucket.
All right. All right. Now, Sammy, do you feel like y'all will be physically ready to deal with the Knicks?
I mean, we got to stay healthy against this Magic, right? The Magic got to slow their roll. The refs got to get more involved, and then, to be honest, we just have to put them away. We really just have to put them away. So I'm hoping here in the third quarter we can do that. Usually when we come out, we can smoke somebody and punch them in the face in the third quarter. Hopefully we can do that. We're tied right now, so hopefully we can make that happen.
All right, cool. Let's jump to the West real quick. To me, the best series of the playoffs has been the Nuggets and Clippers. It's been, I mean, it's like everyone said 7. That shit's going 7. Like I don't care if it doesn't go 7. Game 6 gonna be the most amazing game ever. We've seen game-winning dunks. We've seen comebacks. We've seen playoff Kawhi. We've seen we've seen vintage Russell in game 1. We've seen everything, right? I mean, just kind of looking at that series as a whole, that's the type of 4 or 5 matchups you want to see. Um, is there like are you more impressed by a player in that series or by a team in that series? Because look at the Nuggets, they're coming into this series with a brand new head coach. We already know who Jokic is, right? But you know the it changes a little bit when you bring somebody like a new coach in, right? But then you got Kawhi who misses 80 games a year, but he can just come back and do this shit. Jeff Van Gundy has been coaching his ass off from a defense perspective for that team. James Harden has a little bit of renaissance. Like, are you more a player? Are you more impressed by a coach, a player, a team? Like, what has stood out for you in that 4 or 5? I'll start with you, A-Rod.
I say team. Get Paul George the fuck up out of there, and you'll see what happens, man. Paul George messes everything up. It's just what it is, man. There's too many egos in there. You can't have 3 big egos like that in the locker room. And Kawhi, as much of he has an ego, but it's not like me, I. It's more like I'm just gonna take time off and I'll get back when I want to play type shit. That's what you get with Kawhi, because he's got all this money invested in himself and he wants to be healthy to play. And then James Harden, strip club, whatever he's gonna do, weird shit that he does, party with Travis Scott, show up to the game. And then if you got Paul George there, man, I think he likes podcasting now more than he likes the NBA. So I think it's the Clippers always have a really good bench. And Norman Powell, I've been saying for the longest, is a really good player. And allowing him to be the role that Paul George was, it makes more sense now. Because he makes the shots. Like, I turn on the TV, Norman Powell makes the shot every time. If I would have seen Paul George, it'd been like, Paul George pulls up, brick, every time. So I think trusting the younger guys to play with these guys, the vets, and let them do what they do. And I think that's what's working. Plus, I mean, Jeff Van Gundy, there's defensive perspective is also a plus. But give all the praise to Ty Lue to have to deal with this headache of taking over for Doc Rivers, too. You got to make a whole new team and try to stick it out with 2. Got rid of one of the big 2 and brought in James Harden. And it's working. I think these are the type of stars you pair with each other. Paul George and Kawhi, I just didn't see the
They thought that was Jordan and Pippen. That's what the experts said. They said Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah. Wow.
Sammy, player, coach, team. Like who kind of impressed you the most between this?
I mean,
series?
So to kind of counter what a lot of people are talking about, like I just think it's just so impressive from a basketball perspective watching Kawhi Leonard and Nikola Jokic. Like it's so you said it. Like it's so frustrating that a talent like Kawhi Leonard only plays like 20 games a year, but
Yeah.
then you see what he can do and the
When you
impact he
watch him play,
has.
it's like,
Yeah,
damn.
the impact he has on a playoff game is just absolutely incredible. And then the other side of the token is Nikola Jokic, right? Just absolutely willing this team
Yeah.
to victories because that cast of characters has lost its luster quite a bit from their championship year. And it's really sad to see. And you're like, you watch this team, and obviously I don't. We're on the East Coast, so I don't watch all the Nuggets games. I see highlights here and there. I keep up with the stats and stuff like that. But like you watch the team, you're like, damn, what happened to Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, wow, like look at these guys that just a couple years ago were just like insane players. And now, but even then, like I just love the confidence and just the straight basketball like IQ that Jokic has. Like just in that game one, like it didn't matter how many times Russell Westbrook missed. Like if he's open, Jokic is gonna give him the ball.
Right
Like,
back to him.
he's looking for the right pass every single time. I love that. I'm a basketball purist. The same way with soccer, you know what I'm saying? If I see a guy, I'm giving him the ball. If he's open, I'm giving him the ball. You're gonna make it.
When LeBron does it though, it's like, oh my God, LeBron passed the ball to the open man. What the hell is he doing?
I never said that. I've never said
Sorry,
that.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
I've never said that.
I was triggered. I got triggered.
I've never said that.
All right, but no, like
he's a machine though. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at two machines playing each other.
Kawhi is a cyborg, and Jokic is a beautiful mind. It's like when I watch them, I'm like, y'all are so good at basketball. It's beautiful to see. But to me, what the coach has done for the Nuggets, like Taylor Jenkins left, Memphis looks like shit. Mike Malone leaves, they still look like the Denver Nuggets. No matter what it is, they still, and that's the credit to me to Nikola Jokic. I'm very happy to kind of see where the series goes. To me, the big thing though, Zubac, the Lakers are stupid as hell, bro. And that's how I'm going to transition to the Lakers Minnesota series. They gave away Zubac for peanuts. Peanuts. He is so good. He is so mentally like strong to like, this is who I am, and I'm going to be the best version of this guy. And you have a player like James Harden who loves a player like that. Can you imagine what Luka would do with his Zubac? It'd have been a beautiful story. And I like what he's done for the Clippers this year. I think he's been one of the best players in the NBA. Not just big men. He's been consistently one of the better players all year long in Zubac. So I got to give him a lot of credit. And to kind of use that as a transition to the Lakers, who do you love? Real quick, A-Rod. Right now. Right now. Everything, you got to pick this guy to lead your franchise for the rest of eternity. Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic. Who you taking, A-Rod?
It's a hard one, but I've been saying for a while now, it's my new favorite NBA player just because the way he carries himself. I don't care if he's got 20 baby mamas or what, man, but I'm a big Ant-Man fan. I like what Anthony Edwards is doing. And he shoots the three ball really, really good.
Unconscious.
Really
Led the
good.
league. Everybody didn't know that. Led the league in makes, led the league in attempts.
That's why I drafted him in my fantasy auction draft. I dropped 73, no, it was 68 of 200,000.
I won my first year in Sammy's league, so.
Sammy, you taking Luka, you taking Ant-Man.
Roll the tape back. I'm taking Ant-Man all day, baby.
Yeah. I love Ant-Man, bro. It's like this is why this series has been so conflicting for me. Because, I want to see LeBron and Luka do well. But Ant-Man has just, he's so, you saw what he did to his idol, Kevin Durant. He beat the dog shit out of Kevin Durant, not scared of him at all. I felt like LeBron was too friendly with him during the Olympics. and he's been too friendly with him all year. So Ant-Man's like, all right, cool. I ain't scared of Kevin. I ain't scared of you, LeBron. And to me, Ant-Man is starting. Remember Michael Jordan in the 80s. I'm not saying he's gonna be Michael Jordan, but he looked damn near like him in the 80s. Boston was beating the dog shit out of Michael Jordan. But Larry Bird was like, oh yeah, that's Jesus of sneakers. And the Lakers was beating the dog shit out of Chicago in the 80s. And Chicago's beating the dog shit out of Chicago in the 80s. But they're like, yeah, that number 23, he's him. That's Ant-Man to me. It's like he took his chops early on because he was young. I always tell people when you come back from the Olympics, it changes you because it forces you to like see, like Kobe came back 08. Mind you, Kobe was already Kobe. He came back 08. Oh, now I know how to be a better leader. 2 straight. LeBron came back 08. Okay. I need to work on this. Like, wait.
I think wanting to say is we're finally getting to anoint a best American player now in Anthony Edwards. We're finally seeing it. We've been putting the cards all on the table and saying this is it, and then he shows us a gun. We've been saying this is it, and he's just too soft. We've been saying this is it, and it's not it. Like
A-Rod,
we found
Jason Tatum is a defending champion. Might win another one this year. Ant-Man, we love him. Right? You taking who do you love? You taking Jason Tatum? You taking Ant-Man?
Taking Ant-Man.
I know you will, Sammy. This is a trap.
I plead the fifth on this one.
You can't do that, brother. You can't do that. You don't.
I ain't playing your games. I'm not playing your games, KK.
Back door with a gun to your head.
I'm not playing your games.
Where's my Nerf gun? Where's my Nerf gun?
Luka Doncic.
We're gonna get banned from YouTube.
Anyway,
Sammy, remember that Luka Doncic kind of sounds like.
All right, but you think LeBron and them got a chance to come back from 3-1?
I think there's a chance, but I think it's a very, very small chance, if anything.
Damn. Sammy, they got a chance.
No, the one game that they should have won where LeBron had 35, 36, or 38 or something like that.
Yeah, 38.
And they blew that shit. So how many of those games do you need a series from LeBron, or how many can he do? It's a rhetorical question. I'm not questioning him, but
no.
I mean, damn, dude. Like,
at 40 years old, year 22, he's not supposed to have to keep doing this shit.
47 minutes, bro.
He's not, bro, that Sunday game, bro, I'm like, he played how many minutes? Like, I don't know if I was mad at JJ or I don't know what it was. I was more surprised that he could play that many minutes in the first place.
I was like, is Tom Thibodeau coaching?
That's what it felt. I'm like, y'all couldn't dig into, because you look at the fourth quarter, they fell flat. Like, there's a reason why you lose that lead. Like, you can't. It's just Luka's not already in the best shape.
Outside of Luka and LeBron and I mean, you can throw Austin Reeves in it. There's nobody else on that team.
Austin hasn't even been as solid. It's literally been LeBron for 2.5 games, Luka for 2.5 games, and a bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing.
It's a horribly constructed roster, and the way they got there, I always look at it like this. You have your first wave of guys, your first tier, your superstar, his Batman, whatever, you can put them up there in tier 1. Second, you got your role players. I put Austin Reeves in that role player role. But to go with him, I don't have anybody else to put there with him. You need at least
Rui is supposed to be better.
He's not. I thought he was. He bamboozled me. When he went to the Lakers, I said, this is going to be great for him. It's been nothing but boring. It's been nothing but boring to watch Rui Hachimura there, except saying his name. That's cool to say. But other than that,
Hachimura.
He's very, very boring. He's soft. He's very soft, too, man.
That Mark Williams trade not going through. I know LA fans love Dalton Connect. What is Dalton Connect doing for you? Nothing. Mark Williams on this team, all that shit Rudy doing, all that Julius Randle shit, like that would help a lot. So to me, that trade not going through, shame on the Lakers for failing his physical, because y'all could definitely have used him.
I think anyone you get off of Charlotte is just like a question mark. If you
PJ Washington went from Charlotte to Dallas and made it to the NBA Finals.
Where's he at now? 1-2-3 Cancun.
That's not his fault. They got rid of Luca and Kyrie towards ACL. All right. Last but not least, real quick, Golden State, the Rockets, been a physical series. And Sam, you were talking about Boston having a physical series. I would say this whole first round has been very 80s and 90s basketball. It's been downright dirty, and people don't give a shit no more.
There was a stat that showed like the pace of play is drastic right now from regular season to the playoffs. It's like almost like a 25 or 30% drop in pace, which is crazy. It's crazy.
Is this not what the fans want to see? I mean, at the end of the day, first of all,
but it shows up. I mean, we know, but it just shows everybody what they want to hear, which is the NBA doesn't matter in the regular season.
82 games? This is 82 games, bro.
I agree.
We just trying to get to the end, bro.
I agree. It's usually, teams turn it on when they need to get into the placement they want to be, and then they just sit there.
Yeah, I mean, shit, A-Rod, as a Knicks fan, y'all fouled Detroit at the end of game 4. They did what they did. LA, they had these phantom. I've never seen camera angles like this in my entire life. They had drones up in the air to see LeBron James maybe or maybe not foul Anthony Edwards. So outside of that, though, it's been a physical series. Golden State and Houston, we're getting the whole thing. I mean, that's like I think we were pretty confident that Golden State was going to win that series. So it looks like that was going to happen. Do you think Golden State has a chance, though, to with this team, with Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond? Do you think they got enough to get past Ant-Man and Minnesota probably in the next round and the Thunder? You think they got enough to do that?
I think they do. I think getting Jimmy Butler there helps. When Jimmy Butler was out of the game, Houston won that game because he hurt himself. We all thought he was, going to be out of game, but he came back better than ever. So as long as Jimmy's healthy and he's got beef with his teammate Buddy Hield, they're good, man. So,
Sammy, are you scared of a rematch against Golden State? Do you think if that happens, would you be a little nervous?
Well, it's crazy because it's almost as if the Warriors took 2 of our kryptonites and put them into one team, and we're like, oh, if we make it to the finals, then we can definitely we have it. Yeah, we have 2 kryptonites, which is Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. I would be nervous. I think our guys, as they've shown, are willing to step up to the challenge, right? I mean, even in this series in particular, I know it's just the Magic, but get punched in the mouth and they come back and punch back. Jason Tatum all year proved all the doubters wrong. I've heard nothing about Jason Tatum hitting clutch shots, hitting big jumpers, scoring, taking over games when he needs to. So I look forward to it. I welcome it. We have to get out of the East first, so I don't want to think too far ahead. I know this is a podcast, so we kind of have to work on these, but yeah. I mean, I welcome it. I'd be excited. I think that's something I want to see personally because I want a chance at redemption. But I mean, and we have a better team, right? So we're looking at a situation where on at least multiple occasions, Marcus Smart lost us a couple of those games. And now with somebody a little bit smarter handling the rock, and then Derek White being a more consistent shooter, right? Everybody was like, oh, where's he getting his shot from? Well, he's working on it. But now it's a lot more consistent. So, yeah, I'm not too worried.
All right, cool. Well, that's all I got with the NBA. Obviously, I know there's a lot of other shit going on. A-Rod, Sammy, is A-Rod, obviously I know you a Yankees fan. I know you got all this shit going on in the MLB. Like, is there anything else that you feel that you want to kind of bring up real quick?
4 back-to-back homers again today. So
I saw that.
Yeah. Give the floor to Sammy. He's back. Let him talk soccer. Come on. He's happy.
All right, Sammy, take it. No, for real. Get it off your chest, dog. Get it off your chest.
We're not even in the fucking appetizers of baseball yet, man. We're just getting finger foods right now.
I'm just trying to hold. My fantasy team is just trying to hold on for dear life. That's all it is on my end. So,
Phillies, we want
Phillies. We do this every year. April. We kind of mess around a little bit. We'll pick it up. I'm not concerned. The Mets, y'all look good. Cool. I'm not concerned though. I'm not concerned. But Sammy, go ahead, bro.
Man, I got nothing. There's still one more game left, so I don't want to put all my eggs in the basket on the PSG game. It was awesome. We showed everybody at a very minimum, we just showed that PSG belongs there, that they're one of the top 4 teams, and a lot of people are starting to come around and say they're one of the top 4, if not one of the best teams in the world. And as far as baseball goes, man, these Red Sox, man, they give me such a damn headache, man. Like, it's just, this has been the most back and forth year for me, and it shows in our record, right? I mean, one game we come out, we could score 13, the next game we came and score 1 and give Garrett Crochet some run support. But I mean, this is a team that can hit the ball. I'm not really too worried about that. Although Tristan Cassis stinks. I wish Victor was on the podcast.
I traded him in fantasy.
Stinks, bro.
I traded him in fantasy for JT Realmuto and TJ Friedel. I think I fleeced.
Yeah, he stinks, man. Stinks, dude.
All right. Well, hey Rob, you got naysayers, bro? What they gotta know?
I got no naysayers, man. Just like I always say, be kind to one another and check on your friends.
Sam, what kind of naysayers, though?
I told every single one of you that PSG would be much better without Kylian Mbappe.
You did.
Everybody said I was crazy.
You did. I wanted you to say that when you were talking about PSG. You were on this shit before. Like, this is exactly what you wanted. It worked out, right?
He got his flowers earlier. Don't stroke his ego now, man. He got his flowers earlier.
Anyway, naysayers. I feel like the world has been my naysayer as of late. April has been a very, very crazy month for me. But you know what? I ain't right back though, A-Rod. They try to write me off. I ain't right back. Suave is back in effect. I'm a legend, baby. I'm still him, and it is what it is. It is what it is. A-Rod, where can they find us at?
Real quick, you know what we need to do? A little, because the way you were kind of like rolling with that, we need to have a segment at the end, like kind of with the naysayers, where about haikus. How about a haikus?
Ooh.
And you spit something about sports.
I gotta write a high K every week. I can do that. I can
like
do
that?
You see, Sam, A-Rod, you see why Sammy is a valuable member of this podcast, dog. When he show up once every 3 months, but you know what? When he's here, he be dropping little gems like that. But everybody, I want y'all to know, Sammy be sending Afro beats and all the time and shit. He's on his shit, dog. He's on his shit. I gotta give my dog Sammy some credit, dog. He be on his shit, dog. Zlatan.
He said Ant-Man, trash can, Minnesota Timberwolves fan, Lakers at 7.
Hey. Hell yeah. Ant-Man, what'd you say?
Ant-Man, trash can, Minnesota Timberwolves fan.
LeBron is 7, baby. Where can they find us at, A-Rod?
You can find us at Twitter for _weatherpod. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, still rolling. Search the Fair Weather Podcast wherever you subscribe or listen to podcast audio. You can find us, search the Fair Weather Podcast. Words of wisdom. Take it away, somebody.
Sammy, I just wanted to let you know you were on the show this week. So what does that mean for social media, Sammy?
Hand up of accountability.
All right. We about to be back on social media because Sammy said he will. He got us.
Listen, if there's anything I can, before we leave, I can appreciate accountability, because the other thing I was seeing it going around, one man versus 100 women, or no, it was 100 women versus accountability. What's going to happen there?
And with that, have a good week.